In this video, I'm going to show you the best graphics settings to run Cyberpunk 2077 with high FPS, especially with ray tracing on. Alright, so click on settings here, click on graphics tab, and here are the graphics settings that you can play with. So I have a RTX 3060 graphics card, so I'm going to show you the graphics settings for that card. I will also show you a little bit of adjustments for other graphics cards like other RTX cards 20 and 30 series, so watch the video till the end. And now let's go. The first one is texture quality. Let's keep that to high. Field of view 80, 85 or 90, that should be fine. Turn all of these on. Film grain, chromatic aberration, depth of field, lens flare, all of these turned on. And motion blur, keep that to low, off or low. I do not prefer having motion blur on high, not for this game. My personal opinion is to stick to low, or you can turn it off, that's up to you. And now coming to contact shadows, turn this on. Improved facial lighting, geometry, turn that on too. And the rest of the graphic settings to be maxed out, like the maximum setting, high or ultra, except for this screen space reflections quality. This one, there is another option called Psycho. Do not go for that, simply stick to ultra, and rest everything to the maximum one. Now coming down to ray tracing, turn this on, turn all of these on, in fact, ray traced, reflections, shadows, local shadows, everything. And when it comes to ray traced lighting, you again have another option called Psycho, the same option. Do not go for that again, stick to ultra, same as this one, screen space reflections. Alright, and lastly, talking about the resolution scaling, this is turned on to improve the FPS, guys. If your graphics card is not powerful enough to run the game in ultra settings, it's not going to make any difference in the graphics. If you have ultra high or ultra settings, the game will run in ultra settings. But just to increase a little bit of FPS and give smoother gameplay, you will need resolution scaling, guys. If you are using a Nvidia graphics card, use DLSS, or if you're using AMD card, use this Fidelity FX Super Resolution. Alright, I have RTX 3060, so I'm going to use DLSS. It can either be auto or it can be quality. You can go for balanced performance, ultra performance, but that might reduce the graphics quality. Okay, so I'm going to use quality, and DLSS sharpness is by default 0.05. I'm going to leave it to that. Do not turn on dynamic resolution scaling. This will cap the FPS, guys, so do not turn this on. Keep that to off, and that's it. So these are the graphics settings for RTX 3060, which is my graphics card. If in case you have a 2060 or 2070, it's better to run the game in medium settings, guys. 2060 especially. So if you have 2060, texture quality must be medium, alright? And all other graphic settings again to medium, like whichever is high, tweak that down to medium. Anything in ultra, tweak that down to high, alright? Still any FPS drops, down again to medium. Okay, this is for 2060, and if you have a 2070, you can still try running the game in high texture quality. Try with high settings. If there is any FPS drops, then you can go to medium. But at 2070, you don't have to tweak anything down here to medium. You can stick to, anything in high, try to run the game with medium. And anything in ultra, you can try running in high. Okay, don't have to tweak this down to medium if you have a 2070 card. Okay, so DLSS, again, you need this. For 2060 or 2070, try using the balanced option, that should be fine. And ray tracing, you can turn on ray tracing, but when it comes to shadows and local shadows, I would suggest you turn these off if you have a 20 series card. Alright. And again, ray tracing lighting, turn that down to medium. Right, so this is for 2060 and 2070. And if you have a 2080, that should be absolutely fine to run the game in high settings, because 2080 is a lot more powerful. It's equal to my card 3060, or even more powerful. 2080 is more powerful, so you should be able to run the game in ultra settings as 3060. So you can use the same settings as I told you in the beginning of this video for 2080 or even more. Like you can try using Psycho settings for ray tracing and screen space reflections quality if you have a 2080 card. Okay, And coming to 3070, same as 2080. Use the same settings as 2080. Texture quality high. These should be tweaked to the maximum settings. And again, ultra. Try with Psycho as well if you have a 3070 card, same as 2080. Alright, now lastly, coming to 3080 and 3090, guys, you absolutely don't have to worry about any graphic settings. Simply tweak everything up to the maximum settings. Alright, everything to maximum if you have a 3080 and 3090. Especially, you don't need resolution scaling, guys. There wouldn't be any FPS drop in 3080 or 3090. Those two cards are pretty powerful cards, so you don't need resolution scaling. Simply turn DLSS off and you can go ahead with the maximum settings. So that's all about this video, guys. Hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification. Thank you so much for watching. Gamers App out.